still very much a beginner when it comes to cyanotype art. It comes in bottles and it's like really weird. You prep the paper in the dark, stick things on it and pop it in the sun for it to turn blue. So strange. And I want to try it again. This time for the Create This book. Oh, this is scary. These boxes have been open for over a year and I don't know if they're actually going to be any good. They've already been mixed with water. We need to mix part A with part B, and I think we should do a test run first. Paintbrush, gloves. Of course, we need darkness. Unfortunately, this is the best I can do. It's not pitch black, but we're gonna give it a go. Well, okay. These sheets are from the last and first time we tried cyanotype. Randomly stuck on the page, pop it up to the window, hope for the best. These are the sheets from last time, but we actually have a new lot of tracing paper, different from last time. And here are some of the pieces we made. Some worked a lot better than others. The objects tend to work better, but I desperately want to make a design. Well, okay, how is the tester doing? I'm not gonna lie, it's not filling me with hope. Can't really see much at all. Well, I can't say I'm feeling confident after that, but this is cyanotype. That means that once we've created the design, we can always redo it if it doesn't go to plan. These sheets of tracing paper are from last time, they're over a year old, and these are what we used earlier. You can just pop it down, as long as you keep them looking reasonably okay, you can reuse them. This is the cheaper tracing paper, so it's pretty flimsy. This expensive stuff is harder, this is just the test from last time, and it's not super see-through, so it does block a lot of the light. So I'm thinking we're gonna open this one and give a new one a try. This might be somewhere in the middle. My biggest concern is that it's not gonna work. Yeah, but also if we put it on expensive watercolor paper and it doesn't work, it's gonna be a waste of watercolor paper. That's a concern. Oh, this is quite flimsy as well, actually. Oh no, it is like a middle ground. Yeah, I think this will work. Okay, should we see what the first prompt is? Create nuance. Think of something simple to draw, but really focus on the details. I thought of a fish. You know how fish can look quite simple when you draw them, but then when you actually look at the details, there's a lot going on. How's about an angelfish? Oh, that one's pretty though. That is very pretty, but I kind of imagined it the other way around. I have a preference, okay? Yeah, something like this. This is actually my first ever Sharpie, and it's literally just to write on food bags. And we only really get one attempt, so we need to get this right. Oh, this is so scary. Also, I want to make it a little bit smaller just because it's gonna fit in the book. We might lose some. The mouth is here, and then the head goes up like that, down, kind of go like that. Now the problem is it's only the line work that's really gonna show, so it has to be perfect. Any imperfections in the line is gonna be really noticeable. Oh, this is definitely too far along. That is a really big concern now. In like this, maybe try and shrink it a little bit, and again we'll try and do the same here. Oh no, I guess the halfway point is here, so maybe the majority will be on one side. That could be slightly better. We can just turn this into a bubble and then it will be less obvious. Bit of a stripe here, just to really work with the cyanotype. I'm hoping that this is gonna work, but I do not know. I feel like these gaps might be a bit too small. The sun might just block them out. Technically, if you look really close, we've got the main lines and then we've got loads of little circles, and I think that's what we're gonna focus on, but we do need to get everything else in place first, because once we color it in, it's permanent. Really fine lines, and then it might show up as a pattern instead. We need an eye. Try and make it big. Oh no, did I just mess that up? We're just having fun with this. We're gonna try it and see what happens, and if it goes well, I'd like to do more. And then we've also got this part here which kind of separates the two. There are actual lips. These these goes here. Carefully follow that. Oh, this is so tricky. I don't know how this is gonna look. Maybe add a couple of lines here. I might also add some little spots here just to bring that up. Add like a little bit of shading maybe. It'll probably just look like texture on the page possibly. And then we want bubbles for the background. I think a lot of these lines aren't actually going to show over this section. And I'm just going to quickly colour in these gaps as we go to see how the pattern is going to look. Oh no. Just fill in all of these sections. Okay, now a big part of this potentially succeeding, I think we need to darken the outer line work. It needs to be thicker so that it's really picked up, and a little bit here as well. So hopefully at least the border will have a nice thick line. I think we're good to add bubbles now. Do some nice big ones. Looks a bit like an olive. Try and do a nice big one down here. They kind of look like bowling balls. Oh, I got it all over my hand. Oh, what do you think? I really hope this is gonna work. I don't know, maybe it'll work both ways. We need some sun. Let's get the paper. This is big. I'm also gonna grab the watercolor paper that I normally use in the Create This book. Realistically, I think we're only gonna be using one, so I don't feel too sad about using this. One of these sheets out, and then cut this one. So for the first idea, we're going to use the IKEA drawing paper, try the watercolor. Obviously we can't do them both at the same time, it's one sheet of paper. Hopefully one of them might look okay, maybe. It's been 2 weeks. Boxes are hidden up here. I don't know what happened. I planned to do this because we had like 10 days straight of sun and it changed overnight. Apparently today we've got a little bit of sun. It's currently a 2 and apparently it's gonna go up to a 3. The UV rating recently has literally been 0 and 1. It's been impossible. So we're just gonna take it, I guess. The test piece did not go well. I don't really know what happened. I don't know if there just wasn't enough sun. Don't think it's overexposed because the blue isn't super light, it's quite rich. I guess we're gonna proceed. The paper has been in a box for 2 weeks. I don't know if this is gonna work. We have a window and I'm thinking of taping it to the outside. I think maybe last time the new windows were working a little bit too well and blocked out all the UV. There doesn't appear to be much sun. If we do this again, it needs to be in summertime. Last year we had a really good September. I was kind of anticipating that again. It didn't happen. Let's go ahead and close these. See if we can make the room dark. I think if we just carefully take out what we need. Gonna be honest, this is not a great sign. It's literally already blue. Okay, we'll keep it facing the other way. Kind of thinking it might fly away. Hopefully these ones will be okay though. Oh, that's so silly. Well, I think I know what went wrong. That's something. We have 2 options. First up, the watercolor. Lovely bright blue on this paper, but you can see it's not very opaque. Second is the IKEA paper. The blue is lovely and a lot more rich on the watercolor paper, but they're not very white. When I popped the tracing paper in the sun, I kind of realized it's not super opaque. It got lighter. Didn't cross my mind. And if you compare it to something like the black acrylic paint, you can see the difference. We should have used black acrylic. We've still got a lot to try. I'm also trying the gold next up. That's oil-based and it worked really well last time. But yes, no fine liner in future, only black acrylic paint. And it might be worth trying multiple actually. That could be an idea if we do this again at some point. Looking at the two of them, we have to go for the lovely bright blue. And to be completely honest, the plan has always been to stick these in regardless of how it does, because the aim is to do cyanotype based on the prompts. It doesn't matter what the end result is. We still did it. We achieved the goal. We gave it a go. It doesn't really matter what the quality is. I'm not too fast because the important part is we did it. I want to try and perfect this technique. Let's stick the back end in first because we need to cut a hole on the other side. If you don't get that edge, it will literally just keep coming off in the book and you won't be able to get to it later. Just go over it, really. That should have been one of the tips in the tips and tricks video, actually. Put as much glue as possible in the middle. Ooh, why does it look so small? Has it shrunk? Yeah, maybe we'll do it a little bit kooky shaped, actually. Create photography. Take pictures of 3 things that are captivating and attach them to this page. I actually love this prompt. Because we're using cyanotype, we are effectively taking photos. Like the sun is taking a picture. So I think what we should do is get 3 small pieces of paper dotted around the page and pop items on it. We need to find items in the studio. I'm so excited for this. So last time I used various sheets like this, which I actually really liked. Something like this is going to be quite big on the page, saying that it might be fine on that one. We need 3. I'm thinking we do more. I think we can do this in one go. Stuff like this as well. The lighter the better. That might be a bit too dark. Any of these, if we have various different papers, ooh, would that work? If we have various different pieces of paper and pop things on top, we can do all of this in one go and then just pick the favorites to go in there. And the rest can go in the daily doodle diary. That is fine. As for what goes on it, there were a couple of pieces in here, I believe. So these are the little cogs that I used before. Oh, we've also got these. These are the butterflies from previous papers. Would that work? Okay, let's do it. Let's try fabric. Then we need a lovely light piece of paper. Oh, these are all quite dark. I think the lighter the better because the blue that's exposed to the sun becomes more blue, so whatever blocks basically can turn white. But if you're starting with like that is the lightest that it will go. Oh, this always rips. Careful, careful, careful. There we go, we got 2. Now these are quite light. I do really like these. It's still light. What else do we have? Now this is split into 2, so the lighter section would be best. That one's quite pretty. We could try it. We're fully experimenting with number 2. Oh, that one's cute. Let's try this. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then say that we're using like butterflies, and then the butterflies will show up. That's how it's gonna work. We can always draw on it and make it look like a Polaroid or something. Oh, what about one of the texture ones? This is from the Shein haul and they are light. That one's jumping out. Let's just do that one. Yeah, they might work. Can't bear to use the actual textured ones though. Oh, I'm really excited now. There's tons of little pieces of paper that may or may not work. We've got the cogs, we've got the butterflies. What else do we have? I have something, I think it's... Oh, I do have shells, but I don't think they'll work. Oh, I really do not know. I guess I'm gonna have to tear apart the art studio to find them. They are pressed flowers. Some of the objects from last time are actually on the wall and look how good they look. So hopefully this will work. And as for the little ones, we're just gonna pop items on. I don't want them to get too bright though. Pressed flowers, these are the ones I found. Various cogs, the little butterflies. So number 1, do some flowers. Number 3, let's just pop various cogs down on here. Pressed flowers. Got all of these here. Well, I think it's a lot more sunny than it was previously in the tester, especially at this window, because you can see the color shift underneath. Oh, this might actually be good. We've actually got a couple of extra sheets, just using up the liquid that was left. So let's have a little bit of chaos. I'll show you. Okay, first up, this is the random spares. That's the metallic. Do you see how well that worked? Black acrylic paint didn't do as much as I thought it would. I mean, that bit there is lovely, but then that? I don't know. The designs aren't filling me with hope, so I'm not sure how the next one will go. Ooh, okay, they're not white. How have we popped something down and it's kind of darker inside? That is so strange. That there's pretty cool though. Okay, these are just random blobs. This is the scrap page as well. And now for the actual pieces. Oh, okay. Can't tell it's the paper, but you can't see any kind of pattern on it. Oh, that's pretty. That's cogs with the little plant. Ooh, this one you can see the patterns. Do you see? That's lovely. I think we're gonna pop that one aside. We've got to pop this one aside. This is so pretty. Oh, yeah, this one is interesting. I don't know why it looked like this. I think because the paper is slightly textured. It kind of pulled on top. I don't know what happened. I found this on the floor. It got dropped. We missed it, even though it had been exposed for days. And we've still got something. Like, it worked. I don't know where it ended up, but we got it. Ooh, you see the pink coming through? I like that actually. And then this one, you can see a little bit of patterning as well. We've definitely got stuff to work with here. Okay, so we need to select a top three. Maybe we'll separate it a little bit. The cogs, the butterflies, and the flowers. Get a bit of a theme going on. Could break it up a little bit because there's extra color. In the same way, maybe this pink one would break it up. Obviously, we're gonna cut these lovely and neat. Oh, this one has a shape which I wouldn't want to cut. Maybe this one, little butterflies, and then we'll pop acrylic around the outside. Oh, that does separate it a bit more though, doesn't it? I think we'll go for that one. We need to make these some lovely little rectangles. Start by getting the nice edge. Yeah, these were bought, weren't they? So they should be absolutely fine. Just a little bit smaller. So the biggest one is going to go here, and then we've got those two. First things first, we will stick them on the page, and then I want to turn them into Polaroids. Pop this one down first because the other one is kind of going to be going over it. It's kind of sad that this one is so little because like it worked. It actually worked so well. All right, I'm actually reaching for these acrylics because they are a brush tip, which isn't gonna work very well. A bullet nib would definitely be ideal for this. It's not super thick and I really don't want it to go on the other side because there is a design on the other side. Edge around all of them. I don't really know what we're doing right now. I got about this far in my ideas and I thought, well, the sun's gonna take the photo. I didn't really plan. The other option is actually that you just do the edge like this and then add a line over the cyanotype, like here. Kind of there maybe. I don't want to do too much acrylic just in case it goes through. Well, some of it probably will, but I just don't want too much going through. Yeah, some of it has gone through. Okay, where do we go from here? We could add some words, maybe describe what it is, because obviously the others don't have this. So these are the little cogs. I think it's actually nail art. Obviously I got them for art. Maybe on this one we'll just put like craft butterflies. That is kind of what they are. Pressed flowers. Just to fill up the blank space really. To do the same thing but in the center. Oh, does that look cute? Is that kind of like a scrapbook? Thank you so much for all of the support this year with the shop, the channel, Patreon. And to say thank you, I want to celebrate with 4 weeks of Advent, 4 weeks of Christmas. So starting today, there's going to be 4 weeks of giveaways. Every Thursday, a new giveaway. And then the next Thursday, we'll find out who the winner is up until Christmas Day. Oh, this is so exciting. One of you could win a mystery art trading card. This is watercolor with Neocolor on top. Cute little flower designs, and you could win any one of these, plus 2 stickers. Borrow from last year's Peachtober. It has stars all over, very shiny, and the matte Van Gogh sticker. The giveaway is worldwide, and the winner will be announced in next Thursday's video and as a community post. So make sure you've got your notifications set, otherwise you might miss it. It's super simple to enter. All you need to do is subscribe to this channel, like the video, and comment below your favorite animal. Good luck! Create an argument. Write an argument between two characters. And for the final prompt, we are creating something silly. Kind of funny because the idea I had in my head was a dog and a cat, and that is literally what they've got here. Kind of reminiscent of what I created for Inktober. The prompt was rowdy. What if we have a cat and a dog in a living room like this, a little bit lo-fi? Do you think that will work? Do you think it will look cool? I think we should use the gold pen just to change it up a little bit. We have two options, we can see which one works best. Obviously I don't want to draw a cat and a dog in a fight, so I can't Google that. I guess we're gonna have to put them together. Oh, that's cute. That's kind of the angle we're going for this one. And then a dog barking. We want the right angle. Oh, that is quite cute. And then we want like a living room. Oh, these are very busy. That's cute. Something like this. So we're gonna put all three together. We need them to be looking at each other. Okay, so the dog is on this side, just to make it different from that one. We start with the body, perhaps. I'm already doubting myself. Okay, we're gonna give this a go. We've got to try it at this stage. It's also a place for silliness, and this is like a silly piece of art. Like redoing it wouldn't really make sense. The dog is kind of in a stance and it goes like that. Gorgeous tails, the ones that go over. Probably means that this is a Shiba. Ears, nose. This is the bit I struggled with before. Back up. If we had an eye, maybe that will make it better. Trust the process. It's alright, just ignore it. It's fine. The edges we're gonna lose. The book will be in half. We also don't want it to kind of disappear. Although Shibas are quite small, you're gonna have to bear with me on this. Oh, let's do little footsies. Again, little feet, body, and then a tail. So we'll take what we can. It looks like a cat. Best I could do. For placement purposes, let's just stick them on a rug so they're not floating before we add the furniture. There is rug. Let's add the back of a chair here. A lot of it is probably going to get lost. Pop it on some little feet. Next, we should probably have a cabinet that needs to be bigger. I think it's mostly just there to look pretty and hold stuff. It's not the most helpful unit. Like a little lampshade. This is like a succulent or something. I guess there'll be a skirting board as well. We'll add our skirting board, a door here. Let's have a clock here. Big piece of art here. Why do I always do hills whenever it's like drawing? Oh, what about a little mirror? Maybe this is like the edge of a coffee table here. Who knows why they're having the argument. Don't think this is looking like wood grain, but there we are. Pattern or something to the rug maybe? Don't know how much of this is actually going to show. Maybe we have like a plant trailing down. If I just pop it on here so you can see a bit better. Yeah, I probably should have used that. I'm excited and I do have a different idea. What if we get two individual pages from a book and then stick this on top with them next to each other? I want to try it. Let's get the book. Oh, there it is. The hardest part of using a book is actually tearing it out. I can never get it to look good. Oh, worked. This book has lasted ages, you know. Can we pop both of them next to each other? Pop it on top. Oh no, is the book smaller than the... Oh, the book is quite a bit smaller than the Create This book, actually. You see how much you'd lose? I think we will give it a try, and if it looks really good, we can always put a frame around when we stick it in the book or something. Like, it might be worth it. Yeah, I think it's worth giving it a try. Got the other sheet of IKEA paper from earlier. We're gonna try this first, and then try the book. Fingers crossed. Yeah, it's definitely changed already because you can see the outline of other things. We're still gonna try and make the most of it though. We're taping two pieces from a book together, and the idea is that this could look really cool in the Create This book. It looks pretty silly out the window though. I'm gonna be honest, it was not successful. These are the two book pieces. You can see a little bit, tiny bit, and unfortunately this paper, it just didn't show up. I'm not really sure, like, were the lines maybe too thin, but then why are these ones worked and these thicker lines not? Probably because it wasn't completely flat to the tracing paper. Usually I would put it behind glass, but of course, since we don't really have any sun, they were taped outside the window, so I'm guessing it wasn't very flat. The only reason I would go for the drawing paper is if it worked a million times better than the reading paper, and I don't think it does. You can just about see the words a little bit, so we're gonna go with the book, and hopefully we can just stick it in. Don't look too closely. It's unique. We tried. This bit here is the middle, so we need to get it right along the edge. This is why I glue on something like this, because I do literally glue to the very edge just to try and get the piece of paper right up to the crease so that hopefully it will actually stay down. Let's just ignore the back of this drawing I just did. You know what? If we pop it down, then we won't have to cut off very much off the top to see the prompt. Yeah, I reckon we just cut a little bit off the top there. Here. Well, that's everything stuck in the Create This book. First up, we have Create Nuance. It's an angelfish with lots of detail. Unfortunately, the whites just did not end up bright enough. Then for Create Photography, the sun captured these images from some objects. Love this technique. And finally, for Create an Argument, we have a cute little cat and a dog. Unfortunately, a lot of the details were lost. I think these lines need to be thicker. This has been a crazy project. Had a lot of fun, and I do want to perfect this style. Thank you so much for joining me. Why don't you give this a like? And I'll meet you back here on Sunday. Bye bye.